Did I mention, you can't use your hands, Kakashi said, which got Team 7 and even Goku's attention. How would we do that, sensei, asked Sakura, while her silver-haired sensei walked over to a tree. You just channel a little bit of chakra into your feet and climb up, Kakashi answered while demonstrating. His students were amazed as their sensei's feet seemed to stick to the trunk of the tree. When he got back onto the ground, he looked at his team with a serious look. This is meant to practice chakra control. Adding too little chakra will make you fall off the tree, but adding too much will make your feet explode off the tree, he said. Naruto and Sasuke looked at each other in a way most people would consider a challenge. Both the Uzumaki and Uchiha channeled chakra into their feet and charged the tree. As their feet made contact with the tree, they were only able to make it up a few feet before Naruto exploded off from too much chakra and Sasuke from using too little. Kakashi looked at Sakura with a questioning look as if asking why she wasn't doing it. Sakura noticed her sensei's gaze upon her, so she channeled chakra to her feet as well and slowly made her way to the tree. Sakura put her foot on the tree and slowly climbed up with her feet. She made it halfway up before falling off. But on her second try she made it to the top, while Sasuke and Naruto were both struggling to make it to the half point. Look, sensei, I did it, she cheered over and over. Kakashi gave her a nice smile, but was thinking something else. It seems her chakra reserves are so small that it takes no problem for her to channel it and walk up the son of the White Fang, thought. Kakashi was brought out of his thoughts by someone poking him on the shoulder. He looked to his left to see our favorite spiky-haired Saiyan. Kakashi, what can I do? Goku asked. Well, Goku, since you can fly, it seems pointless to walk up trees, so why don't you come with me and Tazuna to help build the bridge, Kakashi said, which got a smile from Goku. Sure, I would love to help, Goku said. Kakashi turned back to his team. Sakura, walk up the tree a few more times. Once you mastered it, come to the bridge. Naruto and Sasuke keep working on climbing the tree, he announced to his team, and began to walk away with Goku. When they made it to the bridge, Kakashi and Tazuna defiantly made use of Goku's unnatural strength. Kakashi thought it rivaled Tsunade, maybe even surpassed. An hour into it, Goku lifted up a 1,000-pound piece of steel and used some of his kai to weld it into place. Sakura arrived a little while after to see her new friend lifting all that heavy equipment. She asked if it hurt him to lift so much, but his reply was, "Not really, but it helps with training a little," Goku said, as if lifting thousands of pounds were easy. That's the spirit, Goku, Kakashi said while reading his favorite orange Ichi book. Sakura slammed her fist on his head and told him not to read such smut in front of minors. But all he said was, "It's not smut, it's great literature." When the sun started to go down, Goku, Sakura, Kakashi, and Tazuna made it back to the bridge builder's house. Moments later, Naruto walked in with a worn-out Sasuke on his shoulder. The two tired genin joined the rest of his team and the others for dinner. Right now, Goku was in the middle of one of his epic battles from his dimension. Piccolo wounded one of my arms and was prepared to deliver the final blow when Goku stopped telling his story of when he first fought the Demon King Piccolo, when he noticed Naruto and Sasuke. "Wow, guys, you look like you worked hard," said Goku, which got a tired grunt from the two. Naruto and Sasuke both sat down and began to dig into their food at a pace that brought a smile to Goku's face. 19. More please, both said, after finishing their food. Tsunami happily gave the two genin more food. Inari came down to find the ninja his grandpa hired eating with his mom. He hated to see them act so foolish, thinking they had a chance to defeat Gato. Inari took his place at the table and seen the blonde and raven-haired one eating, while the spiky-haired one was having a conversation with the silver and pink-haired ninja. He thought of his father who died because of Gato, and it angered him to see people throw their lives away. Why do you fools try so hard? You're only going to be killed," Inari asked Team 7, while tears formed in his eyes. Naruto was too hungry to focus on the brat as he thought, but his questions seemed to get the attention of the other members plus Goku. "What do you mean?" asked Sasuke. Inari felt the sadness and rage build up inside him, all from the painful memories and what's happened to the village hidden in the wave. He thought it was time to teach these so-called ninja a lesson. "I mean, you should just leave. Gato is too powerful, he will kill you all," Inari shouted, which got a gasp of surprise from his mother. Naruto looked up from his food to see the son of Tsunami crying. "Don't worry, kid, we're ninja for a reason. We won't rest until that bridge is built," Naruto said, and went back to his food. Inari just shook his head at the blonde. How dumb could he be, was the thought running through Inari. "Fool, why don't you just leave us in peace and go back to your so awesome village? You wouldn't know nothing of the suffering we've been through," Inari sneered at the Kyuubi container, who stopped eating altogether. He looked up at Inari with an expression that said, "You just fucked up." Faster than even Kakashi could track Naruto had Inari lifted up by his neck collar and slammed into the wall. This got another gasp from Tsunami and even Sakura, while Goku and Sasuke watched on curiously. Naruto put him down. Kakashi commanded his student who ignored him. Suffering, do you want to know about true suffering? Here it is, kid, and listen well. My whole fucking village hates me. There have been more assassination attempts on my life than any other ninja in all of Konoha. I've been beaten, stabbed, tortured, and burned, and you sit and cry over your father. I never knew my family, you whiny brat. For all I know, they're dead, or they abandoned me. It was only recently that I discovered why they hate me, and you want to hear the worst part? It's something I can't help, so here's some advice, brat. If you want some actual change, stop your crying and grow the fuck up, Naruto shouted at the whimpering boy who he held against the wall. Naruto released his hold on Inari and left the house quickly, probably to let out his frustrations. Inari cried even more and headed up to his room. The rest of Team 7 and Goku turned to Kakashi. Kakashi is what Naruto said true, sniffled Sakura, who had her own tears shedding from the words of her own blonde teammate. Kakashi sighed while nodding his head slowly. Yes, it's all true, but in all honesty, that was the lightest part of it all. There have been so many horrible things the villagers have done to him, but I can't talk about it much thanks to a law made by our own Hokage, he said sadly. The Hokage made a law that concerns Naruto, asked Goku, who had been quiet ever since Inari came down. Yes, Goku, but that's enough for tonight. Come on, team, let's head to bed, Kakashi said, and left the table with the rest of team behind. The next day, a young female with raven hair walked into the forest to collect herbs and other berries. But this girl wasn't any normal girl. No, her name is Haku. She's the apprentice tool, as she calls herself, for Zabuza. A few days ago she saved Zabuza from being killed by Team 7 and the kid with the tail. She was about to collect the final herb she needed until she noticed a body in the clearing. The body was that of a 12-year-old with blonde hair, whisker marks on his face, and a hideous orange jumpsuit. Haku gasped silently as she noticed it was the same boy from copycat Kakashi's genin team. She was now having an internal battle on either if she should kill the boy or leave him be. I must kill him. He might be a problem for Zabuza-sen in the future, she decided mentally. She crept ever so slowly to the Kyuubi container's body and reached her hands to his neck. But before she could choke him, Naruto let out a yawn and his eyes started to open slowly. As Naruto opened his eyes, he realized he wasn't the only one in the forest. Naruto's eyes connected with the ones of a teen girl who looked to be just a few years older than him. She had raven hair and was staring down at him. You shouldn't be sleeping out here, you could catch a cold, the girl said to him as she retracted her hands. Naruto thought for a moment the girl meant to strangle him, so he narrowed his blue eyes at the girl. Don't worry about me, I was just getting some training done, Naruto said as he slowly sat up. If you don't mind me asking, are you a ninja, asked the girl. Yeah, a ninja of Konoha and future Hokage, he smiled at the girl. That's a nice dream you have, but why do you want to be Hokage, asked the girl. So people will finally recognize me as a person and ninja who has gained their respect out of hard work, said Naruto with determination set in his eyes, which Haku seen and smiled. I forgot to ask, what's your name, miss, asked our favorite blonde ninja. My name is Haku. What about you, the newly introduced Haku said. My name's Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet you, Haku, Naruto said with a smile and extended his hand, which Haku shook. So Naruto, do you have any precious people, Haku asked, which got a confused look from Naruto. Precious people, what do you mean, Haku, he asked Zabuza's apprentice. Precious people are the people in your life that you would die to protect and will put everything on the line to make sure they're safe, Haku said, while thinking on how Zabuza saved her as a child. Naruto thought about Haku's question for a moment until he smiled. Yes, there's my old teacher Iruka, old man Hokage, Kakashi sensei, and all my friends, he replied. That's good to hear, Naruto. It seems I must leave now. I hope we can meet again someday soon, Naruto, Haku said, while collecting the rest of the berries and herbs to help heal Zabuza and leaving the demon container by himself. A few days later, Naruto returned later that day and got his ear chewed off by Sakura's loud voice. It surprised him much on how he wanted to choke her just to make her shut up. After that, Team 7 and Goku continued training. The night before, Naruto overworked himself and is resting at Tazuna's house, while Goku and the rest of Team 7 made their way to the bridge only to notice something wrong. Goku noticed it was too silent, and a heavy fog was once again laid on the area, making it difficult to see. Everyone heard a groan to their right and seen a worker that Tazuna hired with blood seeping from his mouth. The worker looked at Tazuna and gave him a smile. Tazuna, run, hurry, said the worker, while he fell to the ground. Kakashi went to check on the man and told the group his heart had stopped. Suddenly an evil chuckle filled the area. The laugh seemed to be taunting. Show yourself, Zabuza said, and now pissed off Kakashi Haddock. Ah, Kakashi, it's good to see you again, and it seems you brought your team, and the brat. Zabuza narrowed his eyes at Goku. Goku didn't notice as he sensed another Kai signature in the mist around them. Kakashi lifted his headband to reveal his single Sharingan eye. Sasuke looked at his sensei and shock was written on the young Uchiha's face. The Sharingan, it's impossible he can't be a Uchiha, can he questioned Sasuke in his mind, while he watched his sensei. 1930 Haku was running around Team 7 trying to confuse Goku's senses. Zabuza made it clear, before they came to finish the job, that he wanted Haku to fight Goku. Goku noticed the signature was running around them like he, or she was trying to confuse him, so he decided to play along. He looked around trying to find the person who was messing with him. Haku noticed Goku looking around trying to spot her. She appeared behind Goku and charged at him from the back. He can't seem to track me, it's now my time to strike, Haku thought, while running towards Goku. Goku smirked to himself, and before Haku reached him, Goku vanished. Haku's eyes widened behind his mask as he seen the Saiyan disappear from view. Haku skidded to a stop in the middle of Team 7 and Tazuna. What, shouted a surprised Sasuke, before he jumped and threw a kick aimed for the masked teen's head. Haku pushed the Uchiha's leg out of her way, but before she could react, Goku appeared and drove his knee into her face. Haku felt the pain in the force behind the impact as she was launched into the air. Kakashi and Zabuza were in the middle of their fight when Haku soared over them. Zabuza's eyes widened seeing his apprentice fly overhead. Kakashi took advantage of Zabuza's distraction and pushed his blade aside, while landing a strong punch to the face followed up by a kick to the chest. Zabuza rolled on the ground and quickly took his stance. Kakashi went through some hand seals before calling out. Water style, Great Waterfall Jutsu. A spiral column of water shot up from the lake and went straight towards Zabuza. Zabuza barely dodged before Kakashi came at him again. Today was going to be a long day. Haku flipped in the air and landed cat-like while Goku appeared in front of her with a smile. Before this goes anywhere else, let me say my name is Goku, and it's going to be real fun to fight you, the Saiyan said. Haku seemed surprised by what the Saiyan said, but didn't show it. My name is Haku, and this is where y'all be defeated. She raced towards Goku and threw a punch which the Saiyan caught. Suddenly Haku found herself being spun around by Goku, who was laughing the whole time. He really enjoyed fighting. After the third spin, Goku released Haku into the air and followed after. Goku appeared behind Haku and launched a kick into the ice user's back which sent her crashing into the hard earth. Haku groaned in pain from the impact. She now understood why Zabuza lost to the kid. If she didn't get serious, she would suffer the same fate or worse. She quickly formed 3 senbon needles in her hand and launched them at Goku. It was thanks to his Saiyan reflexes that he caught 2 of them, but one slipped through his finger and stabbed his shoulder. Hey, that hurt, Goku complained while pulling the senbon from his shoulder. There's going to be more. Where that came from, said Haku, going through some hand seals. Goku's eyes narrowed at the fake Hunter Nin, but got ready for an upcoming attack. Maku Hayashu Jutsu, Demon Ice Mirror Jutsu, shouted Haku. Suddenly mirrors of ice started to form around the Saiyan and the fake Hunter Nin. The mirrors formed overhead into what looked like a dome. Goku watched as the Hunter Nin stepped into the mirror. In this jutsu I am a lot faster. I'm sorry, but this is the end for you, Goku said Haku. But before she attacked, Sasuke jumped into the mirror dome with a smirk on his face. Can't let you have all the fun, can I, Goku? He asked the Saiyan, who nodded. Let's go, shouted the Uchiha and Goku, who charged at Haku. Back at Tazuna's house, Naruto's eyes shot open to the sound of screaming. The blonde ninja grabbed a kunai knife by his bed and rushed downstairs. He looked to see 2 thugs trying to take Tsunami and Inari. Hey, you fucktards, let them go, Naruto shouted. 1930 Fuck you, kid. Matt, get this kid, sneered one of the thugs. The other thug got a dark grin on his face and rushed towards Naruto. Naruto jumped forward and launched a kick to the guy's face. The thug was surprised because he thought this was just some regular kid with a death wish. He figured out fast on how wrong he was when that kick by our favorite demon container sent him crashing into his partner. This released the other thug's hold on Tsunami, who quickly escaped. The thug identified as Matt looked at Naruto with pure hate. Damn you, kid, he got up and charged again. Naruto put his fingers in a cross-postation cage. Bushin no Jetsu, Naruto said, while a clone popped into existence. The clone tripped Matt, while the original rushed forward and caught the falling body of Matt with a knee strike to the gut. The clone with punched Matt, which sent the thug crashing into the ground and not moving. Matt, damn it, his thug partners said. The thug grabbed Inari by the neck and held a knife close to his throat. Now I'm taking the kid and his slut of a mother away, and you're going to let me leave, the thug smirked. Naruto's eyes narrowed before he began to laugh at the thug. The thug's smirk vanished at the blonde's laughter. What, you don't think I will kill this kid? I will, he said, while pressing the knife closer to Inari's neck. What kid are you talking about? Do you mean that one by his mom? Naruto smirked and pointed at Tsunami and surprisingly Inari. What but I, the thug said, shocked, and looked down to see blonde hair and orange jumpsuit. Naruto had switched Inari with his clone. Replacement jutsu successful, Naruto said smugly, and then charged forward. The thug was too shocked to notice the charging blonde until the blonde's clone elbowed him in the ribs and ducked. While the original jumped up and kicked the thug in the face and sent him crashing into a tree. Naruto quickly grabbed some ninja wire from his pouch and tied the thugs up. After tying up the thugs, Naruto walked over to a scared Tsunami and a sobbing Inari. "Are you guys alright?" Naruto asked, which got a nod from Tsunami. "I'm sorry I couldn't help Naruto, I'm so weak," complained the teary-eyed boy. Naruto put his hand on the kid's head and ruffled his hair. "It's okay, kid, just remember never to cry, unless you're happy," Naruto said with a smile. "Okay Naruto, I promise," replied the now happy child. "Well, that's good, but I got to go, my friends need me," Naruto said and raced off towards the bridge. Tsunami looked at the kid with a smile as his figure departed. "That kid is destined for great things," said Tsunami. Back to the bridge, Ice Dome. Both Goku and Sasuke stood on shaky legs as Haku kept drilling them with senbon needles. During the whole thing, Sasuke was able to unlock his Sharingan, but even that legendary bloodline hasn't been able to help much. Needles were stuck in the arms and legs of our favorite Saiyan. "Dang, this guy is good in this ice mirror, has faster than me," thought Goku. "Give up, you two, there's no way to beat me in this dome," Haku said. Goku turned his head away from the fake hunter Nin and towards the mirror. "If I can escape this dome, then I will be able to recover some energy," thought Goku, while charging his hands full of Kai. He threw his hands forward and released a strong Kai blast into a mirror which shattered on impact. Goku smiled and turned to Sasuke, who nodded. The Uchiha and Saiyan both charged the now made exit, hopping to escape. Haku seen the two trying to escape, so she jumped from the mirror and tackled the two. She turned to the hole in her ice dome and used Chakra to make another mirror. After a new mirror was in place, she tried to jump towards it. But before she could, Sasuke leaped and attached himself to her arm. Haku felt a heavy weight on her arm and turned to see the red-eyed Uchiha staring at her with a smirk. The ice user was confused by the smirk until she looked up and seen Goku with his fist cocked back. 1930 Goku slammed his fist into Haku's face, which sent the ice user flying across the dome. Haku's body crashed hard against her own ice mirror. With a groan and her vision a little blurry, she looked up to see a blast of Kai heading straight towards her. As fast as the girl could, she sunk her body into the mirror behind her before the blast made contact. Goku watched as the ice user re-entered the mirrors of her dome. Haku drew and threw a senbon at Sasuke. The senbon lodged into his knee, which made the Uchiha groan in pain. Sasuke's legs finally gave out, and he crashed onto the floor. "Sasuke, damn it," swore Goku. He looked at Haku, who looked to be ready to throw more needles. "I have no other choice. If we want to make it out of here alive, I will need to take it up to the next level," thought Goku, while pulling his arms to the side and gathered up energy. Haku looked at the Saiyan strangely and wondered what stance he was taking. The stance left him totally helpless, and it slowed him down. But before the ice user could react, Goku let out a scream that not only split the sky, but the heavens. Strong hurricane winds gathered inside and outside of the dome. Outside the dome, Kakashi and Zabuza were fighting until all of a sudden there was a sudden skyrocket of energy. "What the fuck, where is that energy coming from?" said a shocked Zabuza. Kakashi felt for the source of energy and traced it back to the ice dome. Zabuza seen the copycat ninja look towards the dome of ice Haku made. The demon of the mist eyes widened when he came to a realization. "That's not Haku, and I damn well know it's not that raven-haired genin of yours. That means it's that brat with the tail. What the hell is going on?" shouted Zabuza. "Zabuza's right, Goku. What in the 7 layers of hell are you?" thought the silver-haired genin before he threw a punch which connected with the distracted Zabuza's jaw. Back in the dome, Goku's energy kept building up. He was pushing past his normal limitations, hoping to awaken his Super Saiyan power. His blue aura changed to one of pure gold as his screams continued. Underneath Goku's guide top, the kanji for one appeared and glowed. Goku's energy suddenly came to a stop, which made the Saiyan's eyes widen. His energy then slammed back into him, which caused the Saiyan to cry out in agony. The kanji slowly faded after doing its job of sealing the Saiyan's transformation. Goku's cries of pain stopped as he fell to his knees before the Saiyan's body completely fell to the floor. His last thought was of what when Sasuke awoken to see his Saiyan partner drop to the ground. The Uchiha quickly charged forward and stood in a defensive position in front of Goku. Haku looked as the Uchiha defended his fallen teammate. Haku jumped from the mirror with one thought. "This is the end." The ice user's thoughts interrupted as a kunai pierced her shoulder. Haku felt pain travel through her body as she pulled the knife from her left arm. Blood dripped from the wound as she turned her attention to the thrower of the knife. Haku's eyes widened in shock and her heart dropped a little in sadness. Standing before her was the genin with blonde hair, whisker marks and a terrible orange jumpsuit. "Naruto Uzumaki has arrived," said the blonde ninja with a smile. "That's where we will end this chapter. First off, let me say that Super Saiyan 3 and 4 won't be making an appearance in this story. Also, let me tell you the difference between that Gohan story and mine. I and the Gohan story. For Gohan to transform, he would have to push his power to the limit and break through the barrier. What I plan to do is make Goku relive the transformations. And before you say, all he has to do is remember the way he transformed, and there he goes. No, he has to relive the events that pushed him to transform. Well, I guess that's it for now. Also, I will be making a sequel to this story, which will have Super Saiyan 3 and 4. And like I said before, I'm going to make Goku stronger, but not overpower him. Well guys, that's for today. Let's end here today's part. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, then please make sure to subscribe our channel. And next part will be Goodbye Haku. Stay tuned for next part. Thanks for watching guys, sayonara. So, guys, today we gonna see what if Goku teleported in Konoha with Team 7. Part 3. The failed transformation. Before that, if guys love this content, then please make sure to subscribe our channel. It's for more parts of this video. And this story is not written by me, so original story creator link is given in description box. Let's get started.